Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ivan, aka Rayo de Yucatan. And for those of you who do know me, hello. I just wanted to come on here, guys, because today does mark a year of me being deported after living in the States for 36 years. That's something that I never knew would happen, but it did. It did, unfortunately. But it wasn't unfortunate because I knew what I was doing was wrong, guys. My situation is different than other people. I didn't self-deport. I got deported based on my actions, guys. Nobody did it to me but myself. I've taken accountability. I will always do that. Now, what does that do? That brings a lot of things. Accountability is hard, man. Me being deported the first couple months, guys, was hard for me. I cried. I yelled. I was mad at myself for everything that I had done, that I had put my wife and kids through. But over the year, guys, I've learned to deal with those things. I've learned to accept that we are going to fall short, we are going to fail, but it's how we get up from it. And ever since I kind of got my mind situated in what I need to accomplish here in Mexico, I've been on a mission. And that mission is to be reunited with my family, and nobody or nothing will get me away from that. I thank God every day because God has given me a new outlook on life. I was glad enough to realize it at 38 years old. But this video is mostly directed to to my wife and my kids. My beautiful wife, my Juice, my Cesar, my Beans, and my Cabucho. They've been with me through thick and thin, and they continue to be with me. But Mexico has shown me in the last year, man, it has humbled me so much. It's humbled me so much because I was used to comfort, commodities, all that stuff, but that stuff doesn't mean nothing to me now. It doesn't. It's been hard in the fact that being away from my family. Anything else, guys, like I've told you guys, I think I could deal with it. I could take it on, hey. But what this past year, this past year in Mexico has made me into a man where I feel like, what? God is putting me for a lot of things for a reason. He's putting me through these things, even though I caused it. But now I look at it like whatever comes my way, man, I got this. Me and my wife got this. It's hard to accept the consequences of your actions. That's the hardest thing I've had to deal with, and I deal with it every day. Waking up, not being close to them, it's hard. But I love Mexico because even though I was born here, I didn't grow up here. But it's taught me so much in the last year, man. It's taught me that there is good people out there. There's beautiful people. And every day I pray to be a better husband, better father, better son, better friend, better person overall. That's what I strive to be. I don't strive to have the best car. I don't strive to have the nicest things. But I still got a long road ahead of me. But I know what our end goal is here in Mexico. I just feel the hardest thing for me is being away from my family. It's not something you get over overnight. Still miss them as much as the first day. That's something that just keeps building in me. I can't let them go. And that's what I'm fighting for. But Mexico has taught me how to be resilient, how to be brave, how to know what I want out of life. And I don't mean materialistic things. Family, spiritualness, like peace, happiness. That's what I refer to. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean I don't want a nice car, a nice home. But I just wanted to share that with you guys right now, and kind of just tell people, actions have consequences. Don't run away from them. If you know what you're doing, just make sure you stand on it. I say always practice what you preach. And that's one thing I will live on. But, I just wanted to make a quick message. And, it's very emotional every day for me. It really is. I know I'm always happy and bubbly and stuff, but it's hard. But I just wanted to come on here and just say, thank y'all for following me and my wife and my kids in this journey. We got a lot ahead to show you guys that it can be done. If anybody needs help, reach out to us. Shoot, I'm still going through it, but I know I will make it. Me and my wife will make it. We got a lot of goals to achieve still. We got a lot of goals, and it's not time for us to end this. No, man. But babe, I love you, mi amor. To my kids, I'm gonna show y'all. Your dad loves y'all, no matter what. But I appreciate y'all, guys. I want to show talk about a quick recap today. Mexico, we got this, guys. Have a great night.
From what we know, deportation doesn't always come from the dramatic raids or even viral arrests. For many, it starts quietly. A missed court date, a traffic stop, trusting the wrong advice, or even assuming paperwork will work itself out. So some lived in the US for 10 years, 20 years, or even more than 20 years. They paid taxes, they worked jobs citizens didn't want, they built families and even bought homes. But immigration law doesn't run on emotions. It runs on deadlines, documents, enforcement, and when something goes wrong, regret hits first.
Good morning. I just came back from US. I'm one of the people President Donald Trump deported to Nigeria. I've been in Nigeria for the past 3 days now. Actually, we that have been living in abroad, people in Nigeria always say there's no place like home, come home. Yes. There's really no place like home. And people that are living in abroad right now, and you are telling Nigerians back home that there's no place like home, that they should not come to abroad. Now Google fire you. Now Google fire you. Since I come back to Nigeria, I won't finish my life. Only thing is this one out. Don't pay for Nigeria. I get my letter 3 plus. I'm typhoid. You when you tell abroad, you dey tell people in Nigeria say, but they don't come abroad say there's no place like home. Ogogo fire you. Ogogo fire you. No place like home. Back home now. Back home. The mosquito. I don't be flying. I don't like finish.
Let's continue watching these clips and then we'll come back with more comments.
What is this? Trump 2020. You're a Trump supporter.
No. That's only used.
They gave us these wristbands right before we entered Mexico. We had to wear them to get food. If you didn't wear it, you got nothing. Everyone had to put it on, even if you didn't want to. Do you hope to go back into the US in the future and start your life again? I wouldn't think twice. Life was safer over there. But I don't know how to get out of this. The truth is that living like this is extremely difficult. That's the truth. It's very difficult. Sometimes I sit and wonder what I'll do next, but there's no answer. That's the reality here in Mexico. Just wanted to help you out a little bit. There's $200 for you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, sir. All right.
One of the most common things deported immigrants say is, I was here for so long, I was born here, I came here when I was 3 years old, I thought I was invisible. Many ignored warning signs, they overstayed visas and resolved immigration cases and even passed minor charges. Fake or unqualified immigration helpers, in quotes. So they believed time itself will protect them, but time doesn't erase status. And when enforcement finally comes, it doesn't ask how long you've lived there, only whether you're legal.
Since President Trump started his immigration crackdown 6 months ago, ICE has recorded nearly 150,000 deportations, according to documents reviewed by CBS News. In tonight's In Depth, CBS's Adam Yamaguchi reports on what happens once they arrive on the other side of the border.
Just 3 miles across the border from San Diego, deportees in Tijuana are starting a new life. Among them is Juan Carlos. Just 1 month ago, he stopped at an LA area Home Depot on his way to his construction job.
As soon as I saw them, I tried to run. I ran.
Oh my God!
His arrest was captured on cell phone video.
This is so sad!
This is just me. This is the federal, the ICE. Los Angeles.
Los Angeles gave me many things. It gave me opportunities. It gave me another kind of life.
Juan Carlos lived in the U.S. for 19 years.
We've met so many people who've been snatched up off the streets across the country, disappear into the void, and then they reappear in a country that they don't know anything about.
The Mexican government set up shelters, preparing for a massive wave of deportees. This one used to be an event space.
What is the capacity here? And are the shelters here filling up?
There's been 100 people that have been inside of the shelter, but the capacity of the shelter is around like 3,000 people.
Priscilla Rivas helps the newly deported figure out where they're going to live and work and how to contact their loved ones. But she says there's a lack of resources for many.
There's flights going to Tapachula, to the southern border of Mexico. So, I mean, what happens to the folks that are being deported to other places?
Even as ICE agents get more aggressive with their tactics, the mass deportations Trump promised haven't materialized. Uliser is a Cuban immigrant, one the Trump administration might consider the worst of the worst. At 15, he shot someone to death and spent the next 19 years in a U.S. prison.
Americans will look at you and say, you're the bad one that we should be deporting.
Yeah. When I was in prison, I did a lot of reflection, and I felt remorse and guilt because part of that decision they're making of going after immigrants is because people like myself, when I was making bad choices, they use that excuse just to target the folks that are actually working and trying to have a better life.
So people are looking at you and the choices you made and saying, well, they're all bad then.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
That's not fair.
He says he chose to self-deport. Others told us they would like to come back to the U.S., but with tight restrictions, they worry the only way across the border would be illegal and costly.
All of this isn't about fear. This is not about politics. This is about reality. If you know, or if you or someone you love is an immigrant in the US, know your status. That is the first thing. Take deadlines seriously. Get proper legal advice. Don't assume time. If you assume time, you are unsafe and prone to deportation. Because the most painful regret wasn't anger, it was I wish I acted sooner. So if this story made you think, share it with someone who needs to hear it, not to scare them but to protect them. And if you want more real stories about immigration, life decisions and consequences people never talk about, subscribe and become part of our amazing family. And remember to turn on the notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload an episode. So, because sometimes the warnings only matter before it's too late. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.